Let's talk about 70% democracy. There will be a few constitutionally required things to happen through government that does not require the 70%. Let's talk about those things, but everything else will take 70%. That's going to limit how much government power there is. So let's talk about that for a minute. We'll come right back to this competitive rating system. That's going to give the free enterprise system and competitive government the ability to exist with not so much monopolized government power, not so much monopolized regulations, regulating everything. We're going to have competitive governance is the plan, and let's go per sector real quick. What is required of the citizen? So everybody has to contribute in order to get 5% of GDP to charities. So I'm not sure exactly what that percentage is, but it's through the business side and individual side. We want to achieve 5% of GDP. GDP is roughly about $30 trillion right now, so about $1.5 trillion. So that's a lot of money to go to charities, and so that's one of the requirements. We get rid of welfare altogether. The foreign protection system will get 5% of GDP done by state taxes, sales taxes. So that will go towards the military. That's a foreign protection system. Everybody has to have a police contract. We're going to go to private police, or I'm calling it competitive governance in police. But in a real way, it's a private police. They will have to all get badges. They will all have to go through the training. They have to get a badge through the law enforcement authorization agency. So that's a very important part of societal oversight. Then the other parts of the government, you have to belong to a competitive government within every aspect of what government currently does. So I split into 30 different sectors, and you see on this screen here all the 30 different sectors. I have on my website, I have it all spelled out. If you can pause and zoom into some of these, you can see it now, but I have it all spelled out. So that then to do almost anything else by a monopolized government, you have to get 70%. So you have to have a police contract, a prison contract, because you have to pay for the prisons. You have to belong to a court, competitive governance. You have to belong to a competitive governance in all 30 sectors. And then that government has certain responsibilities. And those responsibilities are important, and they have to be done. And one of the biggest parts of that responsibility is taking care of what you're doing: environmental law, food safety, education, financial governance. All these things are in competitive governance. So you have to take care of what you're supposed to take care of, and you cannot create negative externalities. So those are the requirements. But the 70% democracy is all about what it takes 70% of representative control to go to a monopolized system. First of all, if your competitive government is not creating negative externalities, the people underneath them are not creating negative externalities, you pretty much get left alone, and you are governed by your competitive government. You have to that 70% democracy. They have to prove to a court that you are doing harm. You're doing negative externalities. You're not being governed well enough. You're polluting too much, or whatever the case may be. So that 70% is not going to allow as much to happen through a monopolized government. Anyway, there's a lot to see at Haley2024.org. Until the next video.